Hi Pisces, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I am going to be doing your August 2020 money and career reading for you. Now I ask if this reading resonates with you. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and also to subscribe to my channel. And if you would like to be notified whenever I upload new videos, and I upload all the time, just hit that bell notification. Now before we dive into this reading, let's clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from your body like storm clouds, finding yourself becoming calm, centered, and at peace as we see what the tarot has to say. All right. Pisces, August 2020 money and career. 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 Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. All right. Now before we turn these over. Let's see what your chakra cards have to say. Pisces, August 2020 money and career. Pisces, August 2020 money and career. Pisces, August 2020 money and career. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Fantastic, these three. So we're starting here with flexibility. This is the sacral chakra. This is the chakra where we hold a lot of negativity from this life and from past lives. This can also be where anger and upset is being held from our DNA, from our DNA lines. So here there is a release. There's a flexibility moving us forward. And there's a way that you are embracing this understanding and passion within yourself. Here you're also really connecting with wisdom. And so as you're moving forward with the sacral chakra, you're finding yourself releasing a lot that has been holding you back, which is going to help you be more flexible to what is coming forward, all right, and where it is that you want to be. So you're going to find yourself really kind of taking a new stance, having a new opinion, a new understanding. And then this leads us to universal light. This is the soul star chakra located 6 inches above your crown. This is a light of compassion, a light of understanding, a light of beauty coming forward. And this is going to be a warming, healing light. You could feel it kind of coming from your crown, all right, the top of your crown, all the way down to your root chakra, and you'll even feel it at the soles of your feet. You might find that the soles of your feet get rather warm, and the top of your head gets a little bit warm. This is going to be that energy coming through you. I wouldn't be surprised if the palm of your hands start getting warm too. Just these exits and entrance points to this energy are really being charged during this time. And as it's being charged, you're seeing things much more passionately, much more clearly, much more beautifully because of it. And then we have here creativity, which is again the sacral chakra coming forward. You're releasing a lot of negativity that has held you back before. And you're also embracing your creativity. You're letting that energy flow through you. This can also become heightened sexual energy. Now you can harness that as, of course, sexual energy, but you can also harness this as creative energy to focus, to use, to work with and mold, that really brings you a strong sense of accomplishment and a strong sense of prosperity and perseverance, because you're letting in creativity into your life that you might have ignored before, or you might have denied. You might have thought, oh, I can't move forward this way, or I shouldn't be able to do this, or somebody spoke negativity over me, so I'm going to let this creative spark die. It's like, no, utilize it and let it be one with you during this time. Now the left-hand side is your inner self. The middle is your heart. The right-hand side is your public self. So let's see here, Pisces. We have the High Priestess, which I love for you. That's always such a beautiful fit. Then you have the Lover's card. You have the Artist. Now in this deck, you have 2 extra cards. It's the Artist and the Well. So here you are definitely honing and utilizing that creative energy. It's definitely a part of you. And then you have the 7 of Wands. So you could feel as if you have to defend yourself. As all this major arcana energy comes in, it's quite intense, it's quite powerful, it's quite beautiful for you. And then it moves you here to your heart. You have the Hermit. I love that connection. This is, okay, so this for me right now is like a soulmate connection, a true love connection. When you have the High Priestess and the Hermit, I love the High Priestess being paired with the Hermit or with the Magician. Those are her 2 partners. And so here, there is just this beautiful sense of turning inward, of seeing this beauty. And then you have the Fool right here. You're starting your hero's quest. And you're starting your quest for you, for your truth, for what you desire. The 6 of Wands, right? Celebration, and the 10 of Pentacles, wealth that lasts for generations, and also increasing wealth tenfold. So there is calling this wealth into your life. You have the repeat of the number 6 here, and this is definitely a sense of caring and nurturing energy coming around you. This then leads you, as the wealth comes in, to you as the King of Cups coming forward, and that is so fantastic because you have this powerful kingly energy as a part of you. Then you have the 8 of Swords, okay, doubt and fear. You're going to think, oh, I can't do this. And look at this. Then you have the Moon. So you have yourself as the King of Cups, which is so passionate, so powerful, so assured. And then you have the essence of you in the major arcana coming forward with the Moon. And then we have the Emperor. And the Emperor here is this Aries energy, is a time frame of March 21st to April 19th. And this is your dedication, your determination, your focus, your power moving you forward. All right. And now let's see the people who will be aiding you during this time. Who are the people who will be aiding Pisces, August 2020, money and career? Who are the people who will be aiding Pisces, August 2020, money and career? Who are the people who will be aiding Pisces, August 2020, money and career? Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. So we have here the Lovers. Okay, I was looking at the Lovers when I said this, and I thought, oh wow, this Gemini energy is really, really strong for you. And I love they came up as somebody who aids. So this is a Gemini energy, a time frame of May 21st to June 20th. This is somebody who holds a lot of dualities to them, all right, or who helps you embrace a duality of what you're seeing. Not putting you in one box. It's not like you can only be this way or this person. This is somebody who opens up the world for you. Passion, creativity, that flexibility and creative power really comes through. The sacral chakra is really charged around this person. It doesn't mean that you have to have a sexual relationship at all. It does mean that they embrace this creativity, this creative side of you. Now remember with these people that they can be people that you meet, okay, most definitely, but they can also be people who inspire you through books, through movies, through podcasts, through YouTube. So you might not know their sign, or you might not know, oh wow, that person has a lot of Gemini in their chart. This might not be something you know, but it is going to be something that greatly affects you in a way that brings forward duality, in a way that broadens your understanding and your scope of things. And then the King of Wands, fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. This is going to be somebody who is not afraid to get their hands dirty. This is somebody who is astoundingly dedicated, astoundingly passionate, all right, and transforms. You're going to see this person kind of becoming more than what they once were, or sharing stories of how they became more than what they once were, or how they once defined themselves. And that's going to be something that you see as profoundly inspirational during this time and profoundly powerful for you. Somebody who's very passionate, okay, they can be caught up in their passion. You might think, wow, just kind of like calm it down a bit, because you might see their passion coming across as a bit of a temper, but it's not really going to be a temper. It is just going to be, they get so caught up in things that it's going to kind of like hit you. It's going to be overwhelming for a moment. So just know that. And then we have the Prince of Pentacles, Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. This is somebody who moves slowly and steadily towards what they want and desire. This isn't somebody who, is just instantaneous, like lightning. There we go. This is going to be somebody who is much more steady, much more focused, much more long-term oriented and driven towards what they desire and what they want. And this is going to be somebody who helps you. I can see this as like a financial planner, or somebody who makes suggestions with, like, it's not spending money, because earth sign energies, as they grow their wealth, okay, they love to save. They actually make it into sort of a game. So even if you made saving money into a game, like, what can I cut back the cost on? How can I do this? How can I do that? And it's not going to be pinching pennies, right? It's going to be a sense of, how can I live in the most prosperous way that I can without being foolish? And that is going to be really powerful for you, especially during these times when everything is so uncertain and everything is, it's a bit scary, for you to sit there and for you to look at things and slowly and steadily be working towards this long-term goal is going to be so reassuring for you. And even if you're sitting there saying, Dane, right now, it is overwhelming. I don't have long-term goals because the present is so intense. It's like, yes, most definitely. But you have to take it step by step, because if you start looking at things too big, all right, that's going to completely overwhelm you and you're going to shut down. And that's not going to be fair for you. So it's taking things step by step to move you forward to the prosperity, to the blessing that is coming for you. And that is a part of you, because we have the High Priestess here. You're seeing things far beyond what others even imagine. So the veil is being lifted from your eyes. You're seeing the truth of what others deny. And as you move forward in this truth, in this passion, in this power, in this understanding, you see people for who they truly are, not who they just want to be, who they pretend to be. And this is something that is astoundingly perfect for you. Also, it can be astoundingly overwhelming. You might have to tell Spirit and your angels, to kind of back off. Like, you can't take it all in. There's enough that you're handling right now on this earthly plane, that as the veil is lifted, as you see things so much more honestly and openly, as you embrace your heart, your soul, yourself, you become overpowered, you become empowered, and you can become overwhelmed. But the empowerment is what you need to focus on. Because Pisces, for you, you're a person who is emotionally oriented. You're a person who has such a profound and beautiful heart. And what Spirit is saying is that this is something, okay. So get annoyed at Spirit, don't get annoyed at me. Spirit is saying, especially if you are a masculine energy, okay? If you are a man, somebody who identifies as a man, the energy of Pisces can seem almost unfair to you, because it's harder to be, the atypical, quote unquote, guy that you're supposed to be. And it's saying here, embrace your heart's truth and embrace this sensitivity of self, this compassion of self, but also embrace the fact that you know so much more than you give yourself credit for. And instead of seeing it as a weakness, start seeing this as a strength. Because for the feminine energy who is watching, this is going to be something that is also going to be a little bit tricky for you to fully embrace, because you're going to think, oh, I should be tougher. Oh, I shouldn't be so emotionally invested. Yeah, you're going to see something like that. But it's also going to be easier for you to embrace, because it's more, quote unquote, socially acceptable. And so here, it's just like, open up your heart to this power and do not mind what other people think. What is it? Those who mind don't matter, and those who matter don't mind. And that's going to be something that you really need to tell yourself. It's like if they mind, they just don't matter. And as you embrace your heart, as you embrace your passion, as you embrace this truth, and as you see this, knowledge coming forward to you, you embrace the lovers. You have this passionate, beautiful energy guide you forward. This becomes something that you are so in tune with. This could be, following your bliss. This could be, so following your bliss, Spirit's like, define. All right, so following your bliss is making sure that there are happy moments in your life. Now, should every moment be your bliss? That would be wonderful if it was. But let me tell you a secret. Even if you do something that is your dream, there will be times where it is just work, where you sit there and you have to force yourself to go and do it. And so here, it's like Dostoevsky said. He wrote that if man created paradise, we'd pop paradise like bubbles, and let them fall. Because it would not be paradise because we attained it. And so here, as you are going after what you love, as you're seeing things so much more clearly, and you're seeing yourself so much more clearly, do not think that it's all going to be roses and sunshine, because it's not. Even though we would like it to be that way, we still need the rain. We still need, the snow. We still need the harsher weather to have the full extent of seasons come in, to really embrace what we love, what we desire, and where it is that we want to be. There's going to be this duality to you during this time, this way that you look at things, all right? So you're going to see things in the way that you want them, and also in the complete opposite way. Or you're going to be pulled this way and that way, and it can feel overwhelming, but it is going to be very powerful for you. And as you're looking at what you love, and as you're looking at what you desire, you see your truth more openly and honestly. And with the Lover's card coming in, you're sitting there and saying, I have to make room for my heart's love. Your job might be your job. It's there, it pays the bills. Taking care of responsibilities, I see that as being the utmost importance. It gives us purpose in our life to have our responsibilities. But also making sure you have moments of laughter, making sure you have moments of joy. That is also going to be very important. And as you embrace what you love, and as you see things more clearly, you have to give yourself time to create during this month. During this time, you are going to have to give yourself time to create, time to cultivate, time to really tap into the beautiful aspect of you, to look at things in a abstract, or in a very, I'm just seeing like the auras of things really shining around you. So it can be that you see the auras of things very easily and very intensely. So that could be overwhelming, most definitely, if you just all of a sudden start seeing auras. But it's also that you're seeing the energy of things, and you're being pulled towards that energy. And that's going to be something that is astoundingly beautiful for you. And it's going to be something that you really create off of. So if you sit in meditation, if you, go for a run, if you do yoga, something to kind of center your body, right, and center your mind and clear out the world and let yourself just focus, and then create afterwards, then come forward and, kind of jot down ideas or sketch out something or something to that effect. I just see that as being something that is so beneficial for you. And what you're doing right now in your personal self is that you're opening up the world, okay, to really having your prosperity come forward, to really having what you desire be a part of your life. And with the 7 of Wands, you fought so hard for this. You really have. This is passion. This is dedication. This is, this is true understanding. And what you're doing here is you're learning when to pick your battles and when to say, you know what, it's just not worth it. Some people aren't going to be worth it. They're never going to see you for how amazing you truly are. They're never going to fully understand. And that's on them. It's not on you. And with the 7 of Wands, it's like, don't roll over and play dead, because that's not going to get you anywhere. But know your truth. Know what you desire. And know where it is that you want to be. And don't step on every stone to get there. Because as my great-grandma would say, you'll never get to the other side. And you want to get to the other side. You're moving towards something very big, especially when it comes to your career. Because all of this is pouring right here into your career. And you're going to see this change, this shift from, instead of being overwhelmed and scared and, doubting, you're going to find yourself being confident. You're going to find yourself being assured. And it has you embracing this Virgo energy when it comes to your heart. All right, this is a time frame, August 23rd to September 22nd. You find yourself pulling inward. All right, you find yourself illuminating your path. You find yourself seeing things more openly, more clearly, and being guided by your passion, because you have the wand in your hand. And as you move forward towards the star, with your star guiding you, okay, these are your wishes, hopes, dreams. It's kind of like the star card coming forward. And so as the star guides you, as your hopes, your dreams, your aspirations comes forward, you start to see yourself more honestly and more truthfully. You start to understand yourself more powerfully. And you embrace the passion of what you desire and where it is that you truly want to be. This Virgo energy at your heart, right, can also mean that you would like to be very organized during this time. You would like to have everything really under control and have great insight into things. And you would like to have more insight than you already have. Know that with this crowning power of the High Priestess and the Hermit, if you have any more insight, and it's going right into you here as the King, if you have any more insight, you would be insane. I mean, it would be astounding. So here, with this power coming together, it's like, okay, I'm not going to be in this real kind of people-pleasing, everybody around me type of mentality. That's just not going to be you during this time, Pisces. And because your card, your tarot card, your major arcana card, is the moon, that's not usually you to begin with anyway. There is this sense of mystery to you. There's a sense of depth of understanding. There is a sense of seeing so much more than other people have ever seen in their life. When you look at things, when you gain this truth. And that's a powerful thing for you. And during this time, it's like tenfold. It comes so much more. And your creativity is so much more intense. Your passion, your power, your understanding is so much more than when you sit there and say, oh, well, I wish I could really have everything figured out or know what this person's thinking or that person's thinking. You already have a really good idea. That would end up bringing you a lot more agita, a lot more kind of like doubt and fear, than if you really sit there and you take in the energy that you're taking in, you take in the understanding, the knowledge, and you say, okay, I'm focusing on what is desirable for me, what I want to move forward in, and what it is that is, excuse me, truly my passion. And so here, when it comes to your career, it's kind of like other people are going to try and scare you, other people are going to try and be overwhelming, and it's like, now I move forward in the passionate power that I desire. And as I do so, your heart is telling you, take a leap of faith. Go after what it is that you want. Sit there and start your hero's journey because you're going to be afraid. And here's the thing, everybody is afraid. Starting is the hardest thing to do. But as you start, you become. And as you embrace, you understand. And you start to really comprehend the power, the beauty, the passion that is you. And as you do so, you are empowered. You are empowered. Yeah, Spirit is saying, it's like, say it softly. It's like you are empowered. And you start to see that every hero's journey is foolish when they start. And the cool thing about fools, if you think of it in a medieval sense, fools, the court jesters, the person that we think of when we think of a fool, that was actually the person that was able to say the truth. So everybody else, like think of it as the emperor's new clothes. Everybody else is sitting there looking at this naked king going, man, you look great. Like those clothes are A++, right? And other people, and this kid looks at him and he's like, you're naked. And that's what the fool is. It's the one who says the truth, who moves forward. And people go, oh my gosh, how could you say that? And it's like, well, how couldn't you? And so instead of going around in this mentality of, oh my gosh, how could you possibly say the truth of things or really embrace what's going on, like really state what's going on, you're going to find that you are going after what is truly important to you. And you're not going to be putting up with other people's nonsense. And it's going to be very hard to carry that nonsense in your heart. So just know that at this time, is that especially with this love coming in and this passion leading you forward, you're not going to be held back by other people's nonsense, other people's drama, and it leads you forward to being passionate and powerful for you. It leads you forward to saying, this is what I desire, this is what I want, and this is where I want to be. And I'm going to start celebrating myself. I'm not going to give in to other people's doubts and fears and apprehensions. I'm not going to sit there and berate myself. Oh, I could always do better. I could always do better. It's like, no, I'm doing really darn well. And your heart needs that from you. It needs that passionate power. It needs that understanding. It needs that brilliance of self because it does elevate you. It rises you up in a way that is spectacular and brilliant and in a way that really calls to your heart, your soul, and yourself. And what it does too is, as you start to see things differently, as you embrace this passionate power, as you embrace this loving, healing kindness of the repeat of the number 6, as you nurture, and that nurturing with your heart is really amplified with the hermit right here, because the hermit, as the Virgo energy, is the person who cares, is the person who nurtures, and this is the person who wants to move things more deeply. And then we have the 10 of Pentacles. The 10 of Pentacles is prosperity coming in. The 10 of Pentacles is wealth increasing tenfold. The 10 of Pentacles is a completion of a cycle when it comes to money. And it's kind of like here, it's like you've had to fight for it. You've had to fight for your money. You've had to fight for the passion, the desire of what it is that you want. And here it's like money starting to come in. It's things starting to settle down. It's you starting to see, the greater passion of where you want to be and what you're being led towards. And you're also listening to wisdom. You're seeing things more clearly. You're hearing the wisdom of the past. You're incorporating that into the present. You're looking at things and you're being much more passionately oriented than before. And as this opens up to you, as this wealth, or this is something you value as much as money coming in, okay, you start to see things. Doors that were once closed, they start to open. Why? Because you're going to start to see yourself not as somebody who is always in battle to get ahead. You're starting to see yourself as somebody who has a right to be moving forward. Now, do you have to work your tush off? Absolutely. Absolutely. Do you have to be dedicated? Do you have to go against naysayers? Do you have to have this firm belief in yourself that sometimes seems, extraordinary? Yes, you do. Because people are more than willing to knock you off, to sit there and make you doubt yourself, to sit there and make you, look at things and say, well, how foolish can I be? And that's going to be one of the questions that comes up. It's like, am I just being a fool? Am I just being, too sensitive? You're going to say that to yourself. Am I being too sensitive? Am I being too, into my own feelings? Am I not looking at the world properly? And I'm not looking at things properly? And it's like, no, here's the thing. You are doing a magnificent job, and you are moving forward in a magnificent way, but you have to embrace your truth. You cannot be like everybody else. And I kind of see you here. It's very interesting. It's like having a Capricorn mentality. Right? For some of you, you're going to want to be very kind of business oriented, very factual, very, this is it, and this is how we have to move forward. And nothing against Capricorns at all. But it's like, if you don't embrace the emotional side of it, you will find yourself depleting your wealth. You will find yourself not moving forward as passionately or as powerfully as you want to. And here with the 10 of Pentacles, as the prosperity comes in, as your bounty comes forward, we then have you in the public arena embracing the king. It's like, I know my worth. I know my power. I know what it is that I desire, and I will not be held back. I will not be apologetic. I am the ruler of my kingdom, which is myself. Because the King of Cups, he rules, okay, his world. Because if you see him in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, he's on this little square, on this rock in the ocean, and he has a throne. Now, it's greatly implied that he rules the kingdom behind him, but that may not be the case. And so here, what it is that every time you embrace your ruling of self, your passion, your power, your beauty of self, you're ruling your own kingdom. You are the only person that you have control over. Because no matter if you tell people things like 1,000 times, no matter if you have your best of intentions, they still are themselves. They still have their own things that they are going to do and that they are going through that you cannot fully understand. The only person we fully understand is ourselves. So we all need to be able to embrace the King of Cups mentality, the King of Cups, in the embrace of the passion, of the power, of the heart, the soul, and the self as you move forward. And this moves you here to the 8 of Swords, because as you embrace this passionate power, all right, you're going to sit there and think, oh my gosh, I'm going to do it wrong. I'm going to absolutely mess up. I'm not going to be able to move ahead. I don't know what it is that I'm doing. I don't know what it is that I want. I am making a fool out of myself. And then you start to get tangled up in doubts and fears. And Pisces, this is a place that you can get lost. You can get lost in the 8 of Swords and live there for your whole entire life. And what's so interesting is that you have like a U sandwich, right? So you have you as the King of Cups right here. You as the moon, this is you in the major arcana, this is you in the minor arcana, the highest forms of you, and then you have doubt and fear right in the middle. Well, what does the moon represent? The moon shows us to face our doubts and our fears, to not be held back, to not make mountains out of molehills, not to look at the shadows and see monsters, but to see that silvery light and see its calm, its serenity, its peace to move us forward, its love, its healing coolness, its reflection of the sun's power and the sun's might. And so here, this is what you're doing. And there will always be a sense of fear. Now, why is that? Because we as human beings, we're kind of programmed to fear. It kept us alive. It kept our ancestors alive, most definitely. We have lived in this civilized world for such a shorter time than we lived in a chaotic world right there with nature. So, you couldn't sleep. Okay. So one of the reasons why you don't sleep well on the first night at a strange place, or when you're at a strange place, is because if you were on this journey, if you were a nomadic person hunting, right? You didn't know the lay of the land. You didn't know if there was going to be somebody, that's going to try and hurt you, or some animal that was going to try and eat you. So you couldn't sleep as deeply. You just couldn't. And that's something that's still a part of us. But when you're going to a bed and breakfast, or when you're going to a hotel, you don't need to have those same worries. But we do, because they're programmed into us, and we haven't evolved past that. And I don't know if we ever will. There is a sense also of having to be mindful of what makes us afraid, because what made us afraid back in ancient times was what could kill us. That bear is going to eat you. There's going to be an avalanche if you, talk too loud or something like that. Don't eat those berries. You'll be poisoned. So you had to remember this because you saw it. And so here, when you're embracing your confidence, you have a strong sense of fear that's going to say, no, stop, wait. And if you sit there and you look at it and say, okay, fear is what keeps me alive. It keeps me from doing really silly things that could end up poorly. And fear is what kept my ancestors alive. But I do not need to feel as anxious, as fearful, okay, now, as I move forward in my career. Because what you are doing here is you have the rod in your hand, right here, the wand. So it's focusing on career, and it's focusing on career with love. It's like moving forward with passionate love for what you do. You may not love it all the time, or you might have, a hobby or a side project or something that you're trying to get off the ground that really needs your love and attention. And work is, again, a way you pay the bills. So here, with the Eight of Swords, do not get into this doubt and this fear of, oh my gosh, I'll never get there. I'll never be able to achieve my goals. I'll never be able to move forward the way that I want to. I'll never be able. It's like, no, you will. And you will rise like the moon. And you will have moments where you are fuller than others, the waxing, the waning of the moon, the full moon, the new moon. There's always a cycle to life in itself. But instead of seeing that as fear, see that as the beauty of your evolution, the beauty of your soul, as you embrace, as you understand, as you come together. And it leads you to the Emperor. The Emperor is might and power. The Emperor is an Aries energy, stubborn, determined, dedicated. This is what you're being. With your money and with your career, okay, you are not backing down. And what's going to be so interesting is the way this comes together with your kindness, with your compassion, with your heart. Now, this can be really intense for those of you Pisces born on the cusp, okay? The cusp with Aries. For those of you Pisces who also have strong Aries in your chart. But even if you don't have strong Aries in your chart and you're not born on the cusp with Aries, this is going to be intense because an Aries is kind of like the opposite of you. Because here you have this depth of emotion, this beauty of soul, you have this tremendous feeling. And Aries is the god of war. It's like we go, we conquer, and we use our will, and we succeed. So you're going to be having that energy around you. It's like, this is what I'm going to do, this is what I need to do, and I will not stop, and I will not be hindered. And so as this Aries energy moves you forward, you're going to see the stubbornness. And you're going to kind of surprise yourself because you're going to be like, oh, I can be easygoing about this. But you're seeing the truth of things. You're being guided by your passionate star, by what you desire, by your love, and this sense of, as you embrace this duality of self, you jump and you think, oh my gosh, I'm going to fall, I'm going to crash. But you start to create, you start to cultivate, you start to push your limits, you start to push yourself, and then you start to celebrate. You start to be that boss that you want, to work for, that person that you want to be around, that person that raises people up instead of bringing people down. And so you start to raise you up, and then you start to embrace the full you. And as you do so, You stand your ground for what you want. You're nobody's pushover. All right? And people might think, Pisces, like, why are you being so rude? Why aren't you being as kind as you usually are? Why aren't you being as compassionate as you usually are? First of all, you are. So don't let them bully you. All right? But you're also not going to take anybody's bull. You're not going to sit there and feel like you have to justify yourself to anyone. It's like, this is what I'm doing. This is my life. I'm a grown person, okay? And that's what you need to know. That's all you need to know. And I respect me. I'm not harming or hurting anyone. And so respect my decisions. And it leads you to prosperity because there's a firmness to you. And this firmness comes from being able to see so clearly. And it leads you to power, to dedication, and to really being the king and the emperor of what you desire. And this is going to serve you very well in the public arena, because that's what people respond to. Not being a brute and not being a bully, but being dedicated, determined, and decisive. And that's really what you're embracing. So let's go deeper. Pisces. Show me more deeply for Pisces, August 2020, money and career. Show me more deeply for Pisces, August 2020, money and career. Show me more deeply for Pisces, August 2020, money and career. Angels and spirit guides, show me deeply. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. All right. And one bonus card. And let's see the people that you have to be mindful of during this time. Who are the people that Pisces has to be mindful of? August 2020, money and career. Who are the people Pisces has to be mindful of? August 2020, money and career. Who are the people Pisces has to be mindful of? August 2020, money and career. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. All right. So you have 4. Not bad. Not bad at all. And remember, these are people that you might know. These can be people who, you stumble upon their wisdom, their knowledge, and you just have to be mindful of it. It might not sit as well with you as maybe you would like it to. Actually, this one first. So the King of Swords. This is somebody astoundingly blunt. And that's going to be what doesn't sit well with you. There's going to be, they could have really great things to say. Their delivery, terrible. All right? So here, it's a cutting through doubts and fears. It's knowing your mind, what you stand for. And it's being able to stand your ground against this person. Because this person is going to think, I'm right. You're welcome. Let's move forward. And just stand your truth. Just know your power. All right? Yeah. Because this is going to be a person who can be almost cold in their logic about things. And that's just not you. That's just not you. And they're going to be very cutting with their logic. And very complainy, very whiny. And it's like, oh my gosh, just stop. Then you have Justice right here. This is going to be, again, somebody who's very black and white. White page, black print. It's all going to have to be spelt out like that for this person. And that's just the opposite of you. That really is. This is a Libra energy, September 23rd to October 22nd. But this can also be somebody who is so worried about being just, about being fair, that they forget about people. Or they forget, it's like they're just caught up, and it's kind of like they're counting sand. They're being ridiculous about things. That's what I'm seeing with that person. Then we have the Queen of Swords. So this could be a couple right here, soulmate connection with these two. Most definitely, this could be somebody that you're really super close to, actually. And they're just so blunt right now that you're going to sit there and be like, ouch, that hurt. But this could be somebody that because whenever I have the King and the Queen of the same suit in the same deck, this can be somebody who you are very, very close to. But they just have terrible delivery. And they're going to be too logical about things. And you're going to be like, well, where's the heart? Where's the soul? Where's the passion? And then you have the Star card, Aquarius energy, January 20th to February 18th. It's very interesting. You have the King and the Queen of Swords, which is air sign energy in the minor arcana. And then you have Libra, who is an air sign energy, and Aquarius, who is an air sign energy. This is going to be somebody who is very interested in the emotions of things, but in their emotions, in the way they're affected. And they're not really going to be able to be there and listen to you or to be a support because they're too busy looking at what they wish for, what they want, what they desire. Three of Swords, Two of Pentacles, the High Priestess in the same line as the High Priestess in the main part of the reading. So the High Priestess is very powerful for you. Then we have the Nine of Cups, the Ten of Cups, oh I love that, and the Ten of Wands. Beautiful. Three of Pentacles, King of Pentacles, and you have the Hermit again, but this time in the public arena. So here with the Three of Swords, okay, it's heartbreak, pain, and disappointment. The Three of Swords, it's actually after this heartbreak, this pain, this disappointment, that you're going to see the world starting to open up to you. You've been through so much, Pisces. And you're going to think, oh, well, yeah, it was just a bunch of nonsense. I'm always the one who gets taken advantage of. I'm always the one who has to sacrifice. I'm always the one who gets left behind. And it's like, it's no more, though. You're changing the narrative. You're also looking at your heartbreak, your pain, your sorrow, your upset. And you're saying, no more. No more. And this is going to be my tool. Because I understand the depth of emotion, the depth of caring, the depth of compassion that is needed. And I'm embracing it. Because I know what it feels like to be forgotten. I know what it feels like to be overlooked. And I know what it feels like to be deeply hurt. And never again. Never again. And it brings here the Two of Pentacles. It brings in balance. It brings in comprehension. All right? But it also brings in this sense of I'm going to handle everything. Okay? Because I'm not letting myself be hurt again. But I'm just going to forget about me. It's like, no. You're moving towards eternal prosperity. You have to remember you. You have to remember you, or else you'll burn out. You'll feel too overwhelmed. You won't be able to move forward the way that you want to. So you have to remember you. And here, it's like everything that you're juggling, everything that you want. It could be the public arena and the private arena. It can be, wealth and prosperity and spiritual abundance and happiness and joy and feeling good about yourself. And here, it's like it's learning how to harmonize. It's learning how things come together. And it brings you to the High Priestess. Because it's after the pain and it's after finding the balance that you see the truth. That the veil is lifted from your eyes. And you move forward in this power. And what I love is that the Hermit and the High Priestess are again with each other in the same line. So here it's what roots you before it's what crowned you. And so here, this knowledge, this wisdom, it roots you. And what I love is that this, it looks like she's sitting on half of the moon, right? But she's really sitting on an octopus tentacle. And so it's like things are not as they appear. And you see that. You understand that. And you're bolder and braver because of it. Because things are not what they appear. And you know that truth. We then have the Nine of Cups. Crowning your heart. People see your prosperity so much easier than you see your prosperity, Pisces. People see your gifts and your talents. But you don't. You sit there and you think, oh, well, this is just me. No big deal. Just Tuesday, But it is a big deal. Start looking at the talents that you have. Start looking at the knowledge that you have. Start celebrating it. Start, rejoicing with it. Start utilizing it. Because there are really beautiful things that you bring to the table that you're negating with yourself and in yourself that shouldn't be negated. And it then leads you, I love the progression here, from the 9 to the 10. The 9 of Cups, emotions, that's where you're ruled. And then it leads you to the 10 of Cups. And this is my favorite card. And they all live happily ever after. Happiness, joy, peace, success, beauty, harmony. This is having your happily ever after. However it's constructed. However it is. This is part of you. This is beauty coming in. This is laughter guiding you. This is things coming full circle. And you seeing a harmony guide you forward. You're seeing a power guide you forward. And it's blessing you. And you're blessed by it. And you can see something starting to open when it comes to your heart. When it comes to your soul. When it comes to yourself. And it leads you here. Even though it looks like, he's gathering more to carry and more to carry. It leads you to being able to put it down. What you're creating, what you're cultivating, what you've worked so hard for. It's like, okay, I can put it down. I can see it more. I can see me more. I move forward in the passionate power of my understanding, of my beauty, of my truth. And as this guides me and moves me, it becomes a part of me. And this isn't carrying the weight of the world for everybody else, because you have the High Priestess and the Hermit here, which can make it very easy to want to take on other people's hurts, pains, disappointments, to want to be the healer of the world. The only person you can really heal and the only person you can really help is yourself first. And then you can, it is yourself. Then you can offer the healing and the help to other people. But if they're not ready, they will not walk that walk. They will not move forward. It has to be a them decision. And what you're doing is you're saying, I cannot carry everybody else's burdens, everybody else's desires, everybody else's weight. I can only carry mine. As you carry yours, you are enlightened, you are emboldened, and you see things so much more truthfully and honestly for yourself. It leads you to having money rain down. I would not be surprised at all if you wind up getting a check that's like, oh wow, bonus money, thank you. Or finding, a few coins on the street or something like that. It doesn't have to be a big deal, but it's something that reminds you that wealth is coming your way and that wealth is a part of you and that it hasn't forgotten you. And so here with the Three of Pentacles, it's this wealth tapping you on the shoulder. So expect it to come. Know that it's coming. Now, it would be lovely if it came as the form of a check for, thousands of dollars. That would be great, But also giving thanks for any money that comes your way. Even, 5 cents found here, 5 cents found there. You could be vacuuming between the couch and all of a sudden you see money. And you're like, oh, wow, I'm a quarter richer. And you might not think it adds up. But as you look at it, as you find it, as it builds around you, you're like calling money into your life because you're working towards it, because you're planting these seeds. And it's not going to be that if you sit back, on the couch eating chips all day long, that all of a sudden money will just come your way. I mean, that would be awesome if it did. But what I see here, it's like you're looking at things and you're taking the reins and you're saying, this is who I am. This is what I want from my life. And yes, I've been through the heartbreaks, the pains, the disappointments. And I don't always see how wonderful I am, how much I have going for me. You might not see it at all. You might laugh, as Spirit is saying this and be like, oh my gosh, that's foolish. But it moves you forward. You start to see it a little bit. You're like, wow, I do that well. And wow, I am talented that way. Maybe there's something to this. And then you become the king of prosperity. This is the person who can see the connection. This is the person who looks at the way the crops grow and the way the rain falls and sees how their people will be fed. This is the person who puts, the little things together. And it's like, oh my gosh, I see it. And this is what I meant by that Capricorn mentality. You're going to want it, and yet you cannot be rigid with it because that's just not you. It's kind of like, okay, you can see the connection of things. You can see the understanding. And then you start to see, what you desire, what you want, the way you're planting your seeds. It's like, what do you want from your garden? Think of everybody's life as a garden. And sometimes our garden, yes, gets overrun, and sometimes, the bunnies eat all the vegetables we planted and everything like that. But it's like, what do we want? What are you planting? What are you nourishing? What are you taking care of? Because there's a passionate power that guides you. And this is you being king of your destiny. You have a very kingly energy when it comes to your prosperity, when it comes to your wealth, when it comes to the public arena. And this is good because people pay attention to the kingly prosperity. Because this isn't like, oh, well, maybe, and it would be nice. This is force, this is understanding, this is determination, this is focus. And it amplifies here the Virgo energy of the Hermit. Oh, excuse me. And the Hermit is, of course, earth sign energy. So the King of Pentacles with the Hermit here is really quite beautiful. This is, again, your stars lighting your way, your wishes, your passions, your desires, but also your career. What is it that you want? And this is also looking at things. It's like, okay, if the door is closed, find the window. If the window is closed, break down the wall. Go after what it is that you desire, but stop seeing it the same way everybody sees it. Change your skills, not change your skills. Utilize your skills in the way that is playing to your strengths okay? And then move forward in the passion that you have to where it is that you want to be, to what it is that you desire, and what it is that you need. And then your bonus card is the Six of Pentacles. Make sure it is fair. Make sure it is fair and balanced. You cannot have people always with their hands out, okay? And you cannot, it's kind of like, it can't be either, what Spirit is showing me, it's either you're the person with the hand out, okay? And you need this help and assistance, but somebody kind of lords it over you. And it's like, that doesn't work. And if you're the person who is giving the money, you can't lord it over anybody else. Things need to be balanced. They need to be balanced. They need to be fair. They need to be in harmony. Or else it feels like everything is a lie. And it feels like the karmic balance will never come. And yet it is coming. Let's see what your spirit animal for this time is. Pisces, August 2020, money and career. Pisces, August 2020, money and career. Pisces, August 2020, money and career. Angels and spirit guides show me clearly. Ooh, that one. And this one. So we have here the bee spirit. I love it. It says sweet results await. Things are getting sweeter. It's like honey melting on your lips and you lick it off. And there's just a sweetness. This pleasant surprise of sweetness. So sweet results await. Things get better, which is glorious. And then we have the frog spirit. Clear out the clutter. Clear out the clutter. Know what it is that you want. Know what it is that you desire. Clear out the clutter of your mind. Clear out the clutter in your house. Clear out the clutter. And move forward in beauty. And let the beauty shine. Your subconscious spirit animal message is the mouse spirit. Tend to the small things. I love that. Tend to the small things. We usually overlook the small things, think, oh, that doesn't matter, when it matters so much. It's kind of like when you're in love, and the person can only do these grand statements, when everybody's eyes are on them, but they never do the small things. They never make you a cup of tea when they make a cup of tea, or a cup of coffee when they make a cup of coffee. They never ask you how your day was. They always tell you how their day was. It's the small things that matter. It's the small things that bind a relationship. And you're going to see that here. It's the small things that really matter with you. Your subconscious people message is the Prince of Wands. Passionate, determined, dedicated, going after what it is that you desire. That's what you want. And that's what you're doing. It's taking your career and saying, yeah, I'm moving forward. Do people understand? It doesn't matter. Will you be a success? Yes, you will be. But you have to be open, okay? You have to look at things differently. And you have to have a faith in yourself. So when everybody laughs, you say, I'm just getting started. And it doesn't matter your age. It really doesn't. All right? It doesn't matter anything like that. The reasons why you have that you shouldn't be succeeding, you shouldn't be moving forward, it's irrelevant. You have this passion, you have this power, and you're doing it. Your subconscious karma message is inspiration. Again, the sacral chakra. The sacral chakra is huge for you. If you can meditate and focus on your sacral chakra, if you can find a sacral chakra cleanse, or listen or play a singing bowl that's tuned to the sacral chakra, that is going to be so empowering for you. You're inspired. And your sacral chakra opening up, a release of the negative energy that you've been carrying around for so long, and a moving forward in your passionate power, opens up your sacral chakra and leaves you inspired. Your subconscious tarot message is the Queen of Pentacles. Prosperity, success, bounty. Subconsciously, you know that there is wealth out there for you, and that you are nurturing the seeds of wealth to grow bigger and greater than you had imagined, to move forward in prosperity, to move forward in success, and to move forward in the bounty that you desire and that you want. There can also be a very strong earth sign presence, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, okay? Subconsciously leading you forward. That's really kind of inspiring you. And as we go deeper and define this, we have the Four of Pentacles. a release of vampiric energy. So it can also be that you had a pentacle energy, a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy, earth sign energy that hindered you. You could have one person that hindered you, and you could have one earth sign energy that blessed you. All right? And you're releasing vampiric energy because that's what's been holding you back from the wealth, from the prosperity that you want. It's kind of like seeds of doubt were planted into you long ago. It could be in childhood. It could be, you had one setback happen and you've never really been able to regain your footing, okay? And you're releasing that vampiric energy. It's like, no, you do not get to have the say over my life, the say over myself. It's done. And you find yourself stepping into your truth and your power because you're releasing this negativity and you're releasing what is no longer welcome in your life. And then watch, as this is released, you're going to find there's something here, like you become an excellent saver. You become a person who is just wise with money, okay? As the money is called in and as it increases tenfold, you find that you have a wisdom with money that is just shocking. It is beautiful. All right, Pisces, I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I'm sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a cleansing away of negative energy, a raising of our own energy vibration, a releasing of negativity, and a moving forward in peace, harmony, and contentment. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you,